Dear learners, welcome back to your educational channel Learn and Educate, where we were studying a few basics about the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. The Foreign Exchange Management Act mainly concerns with the foreign exchange which has to be maintained and how the remittances between the persons would take place for the activities which has been specified under the Foreign Exchange Management Act. Now, continuing that same series, Section 2, Clause Z, Reserve Bank. Reserve Bank of India, as per Section 2, Clause Z, is the bank, the Reserve Bank of India, constituted under subsection 1 of Section 3 of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. The Reserve Bank of India, which has been formed under the recommendation of the Hilton Young Commission, the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 regulates, it provides the statutory recognition to an authority when any body which has been formed by any act of parliament, it is a statutory body. Therefore, the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 provides the statutory basis for the functioning of the bank, which commenced its operations on 1st April 1935. The bank has been constituted for the purpose of regulating the issue of banknotes, for the purpose of maintaining reserves with a view to securing monetary stability and to operate the credit and currency system of the country for the advantage. The Reserve Bank of India, which began its operations by taking over its functions from the government for the purpose of performing the controller of currency, and from the Imperial Bank of India, the management of the government accounts and public debt. The Reserve Bank of India is a central bank which has been formed on the basis of the recommendation of the Hilton Young Commission, and this Hilton Young Commission, which has been named commissioned by as a commission of inquiry appointed in 1926, which has to be look upon the territories occupied by the Britishers in the African parts. Hilton Young Commission, which has been titled as Royal Commission on Indian Currency and Finances, which which recommended that the Reserve Bank of India, an institution which has to be formed, which would act as a premier financial institution for the country. Reserve Bank of India is a central bank which deals with the functions of the government with the central government, state governments. It acts as a banker to the government. As RBI performs the function of transactions, it performs all the general banking business transactions of the central government and state governments. It accepts money on account of these governments and make payments on their behalves. The Reserve Bank of India manages all the public debt and is responsible for the issue of new loans for ensuring the success of the loan operations, which has international gold markets, and advises the government on the quantity, timing and terms of new loans. RBI is responsible. RBI make recommendations to the central bank, to the central government of India for any international transactions, and moreover the RBI as also advances the loans to central government or state governments, which has to be repaid within 90 days from the date of advances made. RBI acts as an advisor to the government. As I said earlier, that RBI acts as an advisor to the government not only on the policy relating to the banking and financial matters, but also on the wider range of economic issues which are including the field of planning and resource mobilization. Moreover, it has a special responsibility in respect of financial policies and measuring concerns related to new loans, agriculture finance, legislation, laws. The Reserve Bank of India is Bankers Bank, which means that RBI has been vested with the power, with the extensive power for the purpose of controlling and supervising the commercial banking systems under the Reserve Bank of Act and the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 and the Banking Regulation Act 1949. The Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 is responsible for giving the statutory recognition to the bank. As India is a developing country, it needs to keep its inflationary prices, inflationary trends under control, and moreover, to for the purpose of providing its priority sector of the economy like agriculture, production, exporting, and other small scale sector to provide them capital, money, finance at a cheap rate. Therefore, RBI has been concerned for the purpose of being the not only the sound banking financial institutions, not only creating the banking system which has been sound in terms of its requirements, but also for the purpose of organizing the growth, for making an organized growth of money.